going for interviews and had been to Florida. Coming back through Washington, D.C., he stopped to go off the highway to get some gas. It was a hot summer night. He had the window down, and he swore up and down if anybody ever told him he'd do this, he would deny that he would do it. But suddenly there was something hard at his head, and a voice said, "Give me your money." So he said, I thought, this is all the money that Janine and Guy have got till I get a job. And he said, so I reached my hand up, pushed that gun away, took off. And the guy shot at him, went through the back window of the car, and landed on the console. So that was quite an exciting time that he had. Other exciting time, he said, had told me about, you know, we have these U-2 planes, they're spy planes. This is when he was in the Air Force. That one time he was sent on a mission with a paper to give only to the pilot of the plane, nobody else. But when he came in view of a plane, there is a man with a gun on him, and he said he held that gun on him all the time while he went to see the pilot and left. He says that was kind of scary too. So he's had a few exciting things happen to him. And I don't think anybody wants something like that to happen to him. Yeah. But he took it with a grain of salt. And he was always kind of could crack jokes, really. You know people like that as you go through life, that like you say something to them and it would just be a plain thing. But there are people who can come back with humorous, quick clips. And he was nice like that. In fact, the last 2 weeks, because we've had so much rain, he started out saying, you know, I think we've got to start building an ark. And just Friday morning before he died, he says, well, I'm still working on the ark. So, but anyway, and then he served 4 years in the Air Force, and 3 of those years, he was on Guam, and then occasionally because he was a loadmaster, and then he would go into Vietnam at certain times, and I thought it was just because, you know, on these huge airplanes, everything has to be packed in there just so, otherwise, you know, the airplane's not going to run right. And that's why I thought, well, we probably had to go to Vietnam with that to make sure it was unloaded right. And that was when the C-5 cargo plane was new. And that was the largest plane in the world at that time. And he was telling us about it. One of the wheels went through the tarmac there on Guam. And he said that was quite a job getting that. Of course, that wasn't his job. Somebody else would do that. But getting that out of the tarmac. But anyway, my understanding is that when he came out of Vietnam on these flights, it was to bring body bags out. So he worked for several different art designs, you know, besides the newspapers. He was Kalamazoo Gazette, the Mercury News down there in Virginia. And then he worked for another graphic design shop here in Kalamazoo, which was Eddie Graphics Design. And so he had a pretty good career, and he was good at that too. I don't know if it was satisfying to him. I hope it was. But anyway, then he also worked for 10 years for the Kalamazoo school system at Kalamazoo Central High School. where he assisted in this Education for Success program, in which the students are learning the craft, to go out into the world, and so they bring in experts to help them, which is a good thing. We all want that for our children. He, in his later years, he did have some health problems. Now, he was a great baseball fan. And, in fact, as I opened his desk drawer the other morning, drug out this big, full-size Kalamazoo Gazette article on Derek Jeter that he'd had in there, because he was proud of Derek, because he probably had even run across him occasionally, because he went to school at that time, right there. Crossword puzzles. Oh my. He didn't want easy crossword puzzles either. He only wanted the New York Times hard crossword puzzles. And I learned that by bringing the wrong ones. In fact, I've got one still at home that I got was wrong, but they wouldn't take it back right now. I have to wait till this is over. In movies, he was really clever about his knowledge of movies and the history of movies, and crazy about Judy Garland. And even though he was ill, had been in the hospital in February for pneumonia, but some friends that were here recently came and got him one afternoon. I didn't know what was going on, but anyway, a couple days later I said to him, Charlie, Judy Garland is on. You want to go see it? Or we could arrange you could go. And he said, what do you mean? I already saw it 2 days ago. So Judy Garland, I forgot, I was going to have her picture over there too. But anyway, he liked that. But he was really knowledgeable about the movies and the actors and actresses of old times. Another thing that always struck me about Charlie in his schooling, he was really the only person that I ever knew that knew everything about English grammar. You think, well, English is simple, okay, that's what we speak, that's what we know, but there's a lot more to it than that. And he knew the name of every little thing that goes on in grammar. That always surprised me. Whether that was just something within him. In fact, his first cartoon strip that he made was called Gardy-Loo. Who knows what Gardy-Loo is? I sure didn't. And I didn't think anybody else did either, but he didn't care about that. So when I asked him, what does Gardy-Loo mean? And he says, oh, Gardy. You remember in the old days in Europe and England and like that, where the people threw out the garbage out their windows into the roads and streets and everything? He says, that's what Gardy-Loo is. I always thought that was really something, Who knows that? Who cares? So anyway, he really enjoyed his grandchildren. Jamie has 3 children, and when they come home, they get home about once a year, and that day of visitation is usually Uncle Charlie talking to them about what they can do with. And there's a couple pictures there that Jamie had taken at last Christmas, where they're holding fort on and they're always sending him something too, because they're also working on art. he was preceded in death by Barrett, you know, in 2018, and Nina a year ago, and now him. Bad luck comes in threes, to me. But we can't say it was bad luck because I knew him, and we lived together and had a life together, and that's all you can expect. You know, you don't like days like this. Nobody wants days like this. In fact, you'd like to run away from having a day like this. But we have to endure. And he was also greatly interested in airplanes, in the history of airplanes. And in our basement, what do we have? About 30 airplanes made that are hanging. And because that used to be a hobby of his, putting together World War II airplanes. So I still have those. And so he'll be laid to rest tomorrow over at the National Cemetery. And he already had made the arrangements for that. I guess he thought it would be too hard on me to try to do that. I don't know why. But anyway, that's what I have to say today about Charlie. I loved him, and I'm sure he loved me. And I think Arnold would like to say something, and if anybody else has anything to say.
Arnold, Mackey here. I join in my mom's comments about my brother.
Speak.
He was very adroit at perfection in his artwork that he wanted to do, and he was committed to doing things. He always wanted to accomplish his goals.
Can you get that closer to you so you can hear it?
And so he was, all of the Mackey children are kind of quiet, but I think we had a deep respect for each other. It showed in different ways, if not verbally. When we competed in sports, we always attended and watched what each other did, even if we weren't on the same team. When we were on the same team, in baseball, usually him or I would be amongst the fastest members on the team. And sometimes I would win and I'd be the fastest runner on the team. But even then, the team that won got to run to the concession stand and get a pop or something to drink. And sometimes he always ended up being first. So I did respect him as a brother. He was Derek Jeter's art teacher as well. And he was, in my book, famous in his own right for his artwork and committal to artwork that he had. I thank everybody for being here. Thank you very much.
You got to tell about your baseball.
Well, the baseball that's sitting over there, he had given me that baseball several years ago, and I returned it to him with everybody's name on there, including his name. He loved baseball like no other. If he'd had his way, he would have been a professional baseball player. He loved the game.
Well, remember your boy.